Memory, intuition, consciousness. Atheism is right, but not enough. Part 1. Opening after God disappears. We are living in a very particular era, an era in which humanity has become intelligent enough to no longer believe in God, yet not humble enough to admit that we still do not fully understand consciousness. Atheism has helped us dismantle many illusions. It has freed humanity from the fear of judgment, from heaven and hell, from stories constructed to control behavior. In that sense, atheism is right. But the real question of our time is no longer, does God exist? It is this: after removing God, what do we have left to explain ourselves? There are children who have not yet finished learning the alphabet, yet speak of another life, with names, families, and a very specific death. There are fully conscious adults who know in advance that something is about to happen, without data, without reasoning, without cause. There are memories that arise when the brain should no longer be capable of producing memory. If all of this were merely random, why does it repeat across cultures, countries, and eras? And if science has not yet explained it, does that mean it does not exist? Or is it simply that our current model is not wide enough? This episode does not ask you to believe in reincarnation. It does not ask you to believe in the soul. It does not ask you to abandon atheism. It asks only one difficult thing: to stay with the questions that atheism often closes too early. Part 2. Reincarnation. The issue is data, not belief. More than 2,500 cases of children recalling past lives were documented by Ian Stevenson, a psychiatrist at the University of Virginia. The most important thing to clarify from the start is this: Stevenson was not searching for proof of reincarnation as a belief. He was searching for statistically anomalous patterns, and those patterns are the real issue. First, the age window is extremely narrow. Nearly all cases begin between ages 2 and 5, and the memories fade as the child grows older. If this were imagination, there is no reason imagination would operate only within such a short age range. If it were learned from adults, the memories should intensify as language and cognition improve, not disappear. If it were a psychological disorder, it could not resolve itself uniformly with age. Second, the content of the memories does not resemble childhood fantasy. Children do not describe heroic or mythical lives. Instead, they speak of ordinary names, specific occupations, everyday family relationships, and often a death that is neither dramatic nor noble. Children's imagination tends to exaggerate. These memories do not. Third, the pattern repeats across cultures. It appears in societies that believe in reincarnation and in societies that do not. If this were purely a cultural product, the content would vary dramatically by social context. But it does not. The structure remains consistent. Finally, in some cases, the memories are accompanied by physical markers, birthmarks, or congenital defects corresponding to fatal injuries of the deceased individual. This does not prove reincarnation, but it raises a question for which contemporary atheism has no clear model. If memory is only a product of the current brain, why would information appear alongside bodily markers? Science cannot conclude that this is reincarnation, but science also cannot conclude that this is merely imagination. Not yet explained does not mean already refuted. Part 3. Intuition. When partial explanations are no longer enough. Intuition is often dismissed as emotion, luck, or coincidence, rationalized after the fact. Science explains intuition through subconscious processing, pattern recognition, accumulated experience. These explanations are correct, but only partially. There are decisions made in nearly zero time, without relevant prior experience, and without a traceable chain of reasoning. If intuition were merely biological statistics, its data source should always be traceable. In many cases, it is not. Intuition also does not correlate linearly with intelligence or experience. Some people with little experience are highly intuitive, Others, with vast data, frequently misjudge. Many major scientific breakthroughs did not begin with equations, but with a vague sense of rightness that was only later formalized. The problem with modern atheism is not that it denies intuition, but that it reduces intuition to cognitive error simply because it has not yet been modeled. The absence of a mechanism does not imply the absence of the phenomenon. Part 4. Memory and consciousness. The fracture in the material model. The central assumption of modern atheism is this: consciousness is produced by the brain, and when the brain stops functioning, consciousness ends. It sounds logical, but real-world data reveals fractures. Consciousness does not decline linearly with brain damage. There are cases of severe neurological injury without proportional loss of memory or personality. There are near-death experiences in which the heart stops, brain activity is nearly flat, yet individuals accurately describe events occurring around them. This does not prove the soul, but it does not fit the assumption that consciousness exists only when the brain is active. Memory also does not behave like simple data storage. It can remain coherent even when biological structure is compromised. The model brain equals consciousness does not fully encompass the data. Part 5. Conclusion. Atheism is right, but not enough. When faced with these phenomena, science often remains silent. That silence reflects caution, not denial. The problem with atheism is not that it relies on science, but that it equates current science with total reality. Atheism is right when it dismantles a personal God, when it frees humanity from religious fear, when it returns ethics to human responsibility. But it is not enough when it turns the statement, "we do not yet understand," into "it does not exist." That is no longer science. It is another form of belief, wearing the language of reason. This series does not lead you to religion. It does not lead you to blind faith. It leads only to a quiet place. Reality may be deeper than what we are currently able to measure. And intellectual maturity is not choosing belief or disbelief, but refusing to close questions too early, simply because the answers are not yet within reach. The journey ends here, but the questions do not, because there are things you do not need to see to know that they are still present within you.